Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. I am Pastor Guy, and this is Pastor's Corner. For those of you who are new to the corner, I'm Guy Watley, and welcome to my corner of the internet. This is a place where we get together once a week to encourage the believer on how to be in the world, but not of the world. If you like what you hear, follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can find us on Sunday mornings at 10:30 Pacific time. We live stream our services and love to have you tuned in. Sorry, I apologize today. I hope you can hear me. I'll speak loud, try to make sure that you can hear my voice. I don't have any of my equipment, I just have my phone. I got caught unexpectedly and didn't have all my stuff. And I wanted to take a quick moment to share something. I have an article that I want to read this morning and then make some comments on it because I think it's important. And so this is from Tim Challies, and he's writing about John MacArthur's passing. And basically, it's speculation. For those of you, John MacArthur, famous in the Western world, pastor, commentator, written many books, whole commentary series on the New Testament, and just well known in evangelical Christian circles. And he passed. And I mentioned it before when he did, but this article is on the speculation that went on about what his entrance into heaven, his welcoming, would have been like. And so I just want to quickly read the article, and then I got a couple of thoughts on it. It says, John MacArthur's death felt momentous. Though illness had caused his public ministry to decline in the years before he died, he was still a larger-than-life figure in the church. And in some ways, his passing felt like the handing of a baton from one generation to the next. There's no doubt his legacy will outlast him, and rightly so. In the days following his death, there were many articles posted on the internet reflecting with reoccurring themes what his welcome must have been like in heaven. A hero's welcome for a man so many of us regarded as a hero on earth. Some of those who admired him seem to have imagined the bells ringing a little bit louder as he was welcomed in. Then the crowds gathered, maybe a little bit more people, and the cheers a little bit louder. But the Lord doesn't tell us a whole lot about what it's like to enter heaven. But the way these people imagine it, there must have been a special stir in that moment. As we think about that, we have to think about this. Is it possible that John MacArthur's arrival in heaven did not make an unusually large ripple? Is it possible that the day he arrived, the bells rang just as loud for many others? Is it possible that the way we think about a reception shows that we don't think very well about heaven? MacArthur was a man of many gifts, and when God distributed talents, there's little doubt that where some received 2 or 1, MacArthur got the full 5 talents. He received God's gifts, fostered them, and maximized them. He had talent, drive, intellect, charisma in great measure, and he made good on it. Whenever he was a leader among men, as it were. But it's important to remind ourselves that God's kingdom is really upside down from how we view it. It is so different from how we naturally imagine it, and so different from any kingdom we would ever create. It's the kind of kingdom in which the ones who are considered the least on earth are considered the greatest in heaven. In that light, if there are heroes welcome to be had in heaven, they're most often for the people who were least noticed on earth rather than the most. God distributes accolades and awards that are in proportion to what he has entrusted to each individual. To the one whom much is given, much is required. And it is often these people who become widely known, since the much they have been given propels them into the public eye. Yet visibly, it's not necessarily a mark of faithfulness or even particularly an accurate one. There are many faithful people entrusted with great gifts who labor in obscurity, and many entrusted with small gifts who labor in complete anonymity. Both may be every bit as faithful as the ones whose names we know, or even more so. It was the poor widow with just 2 copper coins whom Jesus praised, not the powerful wealthy who undoubtedly gave far more and received much gratitude from others around. When we think about the most visible Christians on earth receiving the most joyous welcome in heaven, we may be proving that our thinking has been more shaped by the kingdom of this world than by the kingdom of heaven, and that we have transposed the values of this kingdom onto the next. We may be assuming that the most faithful people are the most widely known, or what constitutes celebrity on earth is in any way relevant in heaven. Our sentimentality may expose our inaccurate theology. So he concludes out his article, but the reason it come to mind is, the past few months, a few people that I know or knew have gone to heaven, are now rejoicing with the Lord, as it were. And this got me to thinking, that these people, for the most part, labored in anonymity. We're not well known on earth. We're well known in their circles, but that's about it. And, how are we to view that? If we are to think that the famous, the Billy Grahams, the John MacArthurs, the Vodi Bachams, the Billy Sundays, whoever they are over the history of the Western world, were welcomed any more triumphantly than those who just did what God had called them to do, who just labored in obscurity, who raised families, who were faithful in what they believed and in what Scripture taught. We are sadly mistaken to think that the persecuted who left this world sans their head because a Muslim removed it are going to be celebrated any less when they arrived in heaven than the individual in the Western world who had all the media and spotlight on them. We are sadly mistaken. It says in the Psalter in Psalm 116 that precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. It doesn't say is the death of his famous saints, is the death of the ones who led the most people to Christ. It doesn't say that the only ones who are precious are the ones that the world recognized. But it says precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. All of them. They're all precious. Equally so. Unlike us that do have favorites. That's just the way we are, right? We have favorites. God doesn't have favorites. He has children whom he loves. And the rejoicing and the joy when we enter into heaven will be just as equal. as we approach the throne room of grace, covered by the blood of Christ, because we loved him, we trusted him, we believed on him and on his name alone. There will be no anonymity in heaven. There will be no one sitting around in obscurity thinking that nobody noticed them. There'll be no place to hide. We will all be seen. We will all be heard. We will all be celebrated. We will be all in all, because Jesus is our all in all. We can rejoice in that. The things of this world will pass away. The way we view things will be gone. And it will be a joyous time, no matter who we are, and no matter how little we believe or the world believes we serve the Lord. I'm Pastor Guy, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you could hear me. I promise next week, should the Lord tarry and I am here, I will have my mic. So you take care and you be blessed, and I will see you next week.